Today, let's go to the Middle Ages, where culinary tastes differed from modern tastes like knights in shining armour from modern townspeople, and let's go on a culinary journey, get acquainted with unusual, sometimes simply outlandish, even disgusting dishes that adorned the tables of medieval feasts. But before we dive into this world of unusual flavours and daring dishes, it's essential to know that our insights into these medieval gastronomic traditions are gleaned from historical records, ancient cookbooks, and the writings of explorers and chroniclers who documented the food culture of the time. So, let's discover the strange and often surprising gastronomic traditions of the medieval world. 1. Cockentrice, a feast for the eyes. Let's start with one of the most visually appealing dishes of the Middle Ages, Coctentris. This outlandish dish was a fusion of two different creatures, usually a pig and a capon, castrated rooster. These two animals were carefully fused together to create a fantastic chimera-like dish that was meant to impress the dinner guests. This dish not only served as a symbol of culinary excellence, but also showcased the extravagance of the wealthy people of the time. 2. Eels in green sauce, a tart delight. Let's move on to a less unusual dish. Eels in green sauce were a delicacy of the Middle Ages. Often found in European rivers, eels were an affordable source of protein. The green sauce, which often included herbs, vinegar and spices, gave the dish a savoury and refreshing flavour that made it popular with medieval diners. 3. Lamprey, the monarch of the fish feast. Lampreys, colloquially known as sea snakes, were in high demand throughout the Middle Ages. These jawless, parasitic fish were considered a delicacy, particularly among royalty. Served with rich and flavourful sauces, lampreys graced the tables of kings and nobles, symbolising their extravagance and authority. 4. Beaver tails, an unexpected fasting feast. In the curious world of fasting diets during the Middle Ages, one of the most unexpected inclusions was beavers, or more precisely, their tails. This peculiar choice stemmed from an analogy with other aquatic creatures, particularly those that spent a considerable amount of time in the water. To the medieval palate, beavers resembled fish, and their tails in particular bore a striking resemblance to the shape of crucian or trout fish. 5. Fried hedgehog, a prickly culinary curiosity. One dish that might stir both curiosity and queasiness is roasted hedgehog. Yes, during the Middle Ages, people actually cooked and savoured these spiky creatures. This involved stuffing hedgehogs with spices and baking them in dough or simply frying them. It was also believed that hedgehog meat and fat were excellent for treating angina and leprosy. It's safe to say that this dish has vanished from modern menus. 6. Crispy critters, unusual medieval rodent delicacy. In the intriguing world of medieval cuisine, small rodents found their way onto the dining tables, continuing a tradition dating back to ancient times. Among these creatures, the dormice took centre stage. During the colder months, dormice were captured, kept in confined clay pots, and carefully fed. When the time came, they were stuffed with a mixture of pork, nuts, and spices, then generously coated with honey. These transformed dormice became a surprising and crunchy appetizer, reminiscent of modern chicken wings or legs. 7. Roast peacock, a feast for the eyes and the palate. For a festive occasion, there is nothing better than roasted peacock. These magnificent birds were often served whole with feathers intact, creating a stunning centerpiece for the banquet table. To prepare this dish, the peacock was first skinned with its feathers, and then the meat was boiled and infused with exotic spices and herbs. Finally, the skin and feathers were meticulously placed back onto the finished meat, resulting in a sumptuous dish worthy of royalty. 8. Guinea pig soup, an exotic import. Interestingly, some exotic dishes from distant lands found their way to medieval European tables. One such import was guinea pig soup, a staple of South American cuisine. These small rodents were roasted and then simmered in broth, yielding a hearty and flavourful soup. 9. Ambergris, a culinary and medicinal marvel. Famous in many cultures, grey ambergris, a waste product of Wales, was highly valued in both medicine and cooking. In the subsequent centuries, this expensive wax-like substance was added to coffee, hot chocolate and alcohol as a flavouring agent. King Charles II of England, known for his fondness for unconventional remedies, occasionally enjoyed scrambled eggs with ambergris. 10. Mouse pie, a curious culinary creation. Now, let's delve into the realm of medieval cookery, where whimsy sometimes blurred the line between reality. Mouse pie, considered a novelty by today's standards, indeed graced medieval kitchens. Employing small game like mice as a pie filling might perplex us, but it underscores the resourcefulness and unconventional spirit of ancient cooks. Take a journey through time with us. Subscribe and see you soon. May your days be filled with curiosity and joy.